Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Dave TV. Dave TV! For the 20th of August. The 20th of August. So, Tipster tips me off today and says, hey, flip over to Al Jazeera. You know, Al Jazeera is carried here in the Washington area by Channel 30 WNVC on their fifth digital sub-channel. And we get that on Comcast Channel 275 there. As you can see on the box, 275. If you go to 275 this morning, it's no longer Al Jazeera. It's now the Blue Ocean Network. The Blue Ocean Network. I don't know. So, Blue Ocean Network. Looks like, I mean, it looks like something from the South Pacific, right? Maybe it's in English. Maybe it's from New Zealand or Australia or something. I don't know. East Sports. Anyhow, whatever. But the Blue Ocean Network is now on 275, or the fifth digital sub-channel of the megahertz service. You know, we also get, you know, these other channels like RT and French China 24 there, the Chinese channel, and the Japanese NHK and that. So it's interesting. Now, let's see. Current, I believe, is on 107. Okay, so we get, it now says AJAM. See that? AJAM. So what was the current channel on Comcast is now Al Jazeera America. So if you got Comcast, oh, look at him. Holy cow. If you get Comcast here in the Washington area, you're all set. No more Al Jazeera America on 275. It's now on 107. As if, you know, what is it? My life won't be complete unless I get Al Jazeera America. So anyhow, they're don't seem to be doing any news programming at the moment, just kind of, you know, I guess, I don't know when the actual official launch is for this. The OxyContin Express, okay. Let's see what the schedule looks like. Marijuana Wars. OxyContin Express, Marijuana Wars, OxyContin Express. Okay, so it looks like they're launching at 3 o'clock. Okay, this is Al Jazeera. So we were standing by for a 3 o'clock launch this afternoon on Al Jazeera America. And then we've got news and then the regular shows. But it's already set up, so we already got it. So now, you know, if you live in the Washington area and don't have cable, you will find your Al Jazeera America gone from your broadcast signal there on Channel 30 WNBC, which runs a bunch of they pick up a whole bunch of international feeds there, news channels and stuff like that, and they run something like 12 of them, and our cable company only carries 10 of them. But you know, some cable companies carry even less. You know, if you look on the television set here, if you turn on the TV, you know, we can get all those other, in the DC area, we can get all those other news channels like France 24 and RT and some others, you know, and that's all well and good. And, you know, if you go to, what is it, 171, right? 171, I think it is BBC World News. You know, so you can watch that there too, and that's not a bad little channel. But all these channels, they don't get any ratings. You know, there he is. There's the British guy. Hello, here's the news. Mark Nigel Stern should be on there. Hello, here's the fake British news. I don't know. Oh yeah, how do you like these? I'm getting short of got these digital camo pants over there at the Goodwill store the other day. Found a whole bunch of them, $5 a pop. You know, these pants, these are like new pants, right? If I got these on eBay, they'd be $30 or $40. If I went down to Ranger Surplus and bought these new, they'd be $70. And I picked them up for $5. And I even got the old person's discount. The lady there just assumed. I looked at my receipt and I said, these are less than I thought. And it says senior citizen discount 5%. She didn't even ask me. She just assumed I was old. Hey, sir, are you old? It's kind of nice in a way when I guess it's nice when some clerk at a store just gives you the senior citizen discount without asking. You must really look old. Some really interesting, it's interesting yesterday. It's Monday, first thing on Monday, you wake up, it's 7 o'clock, and then all of a sudden there's like 5 big stories sitting there in your email box, and you're like, whoa, Frank Ski. Frank Ski is going to be the new WHUR afternoon host. Now, Frank worked in Atlanta for many years at a CBS station, an urban contemporary station, WVEE, down there for 14 years. And before that, he was here in the Washington area. And in Baltimore, he worked at a bunch of stations. Remember the old V103 here in Baltimore, WXYV at 102.7? He worked there for a number of years. I think he worked at like PGC or something. I don't remember which station he worked at. I know he worked in D.C. and he worked in Baltimore and all that. So Frank Ski is going to be the new afternoon host there on WHUR. Now, HUR, back in, March, the end of March, Michael Baston had a show there, a very high-rated show. Lots of relationship talk and stuff like that on that show. And Cumulus, the media company that was syndicating it, then him just split up. So the show ended, and then for April, May, June, and July, and August, HUR has been doing this thing called Washington's Next Great Big Media Voice. They've had a whole lot of people on there, like, oh gosh, I can't think of it. If I mention some, Troy Johnson, Mark Clark, and stuff like that, a whole bunch of people. Anyway, and Olivia Fox, and all these people. And, week after week after week after week, and you're like, what's going on? And then finally they made the announcement yesterday, officially, that Frank Ski will be doing afternoons on HUR. I think he'd be great. I can't imagine he wouldn't be. HUR tends to skew a little older in the African-American demos, and he's an older dude, and I think he'll do just fine. I think it's going to be a nationally syndicated show, so that sounds all well and good. The other big news we hear from yesterday's onslaught is PGC. Lots of big meetings going on over there. PGC's ratings have not been so great as of late. It's a big battle. You've got a big battle here in the Washington market. It's that kind of contemporary hit / rhythmic urban. It's all kind of merged together, all those artists. And you have Hot 99.5 from Clear Channel, and you have 94.7 Fresh FM from CBS, and you have PGC at 95.5. And then you have Mix 107.3, Q107, the old WRQX at 107.3. And all these stations are kind of all in on this battle. And Hot 98.5 is the winner. I mean, they're consistently a top 3 station all these years. They're really winning the battle. But these other stations are really getting in for the fight, and it's just a big mess right now, and they're all trying to reposition itself. So one of the big news yesterday was the fact that PGC is having big meetings, strategic meetings, to see if they can get their ratings up. PGC has been saying they've been saying like they're trying to get more into a hot hits kind of contemporary hit format, but I listen to them, they sound more like an urban contemporary to me. They're a little more pop oriented than say KYS's, which is kind of the dominant urban station. Radio 1's KYS, but they still sound urbanish to me, and so they're kind of losing out to KYS for that authentic urban station sound, and they're losing out to Hot 99.5 and Fresh and all that for the the contemporary hit. So they're kind of being left there. And they have Pablo there doing mornings, and he's been on their station now for more than a year. And I like Pablo. I do like Pablo. He's a nice guy. He seems like a nice guy, but the ratings just haven't clicked. And I don't know. What's the future of PGC? What are they going to do with it? I don't know. Other than keeping on. I guess I could flip it over to a heritage oldie station or something like that. I don't know, man. I still think one of the best idea would be to put WNEW on 95.5, because that would be a good signal for inside the Beltway, and put PGC on 99.1. What that would do is give PGC excellent coverage into Baltimore, okay? Baltimore doesn't have a CBS-run urban station. So what PGC would then do is refocus itself as a dual-market urban station, okay? Where Baltimore and Washington's best source of urban contemporary hip-hop jams, whatever you want to call it. I don't know. Maybe they don't call themselves jams. I don't know. Anyhow, that's what I think they should do. So that would be 2 things good for CBS. Number one, 95.5 would give WNEW a good solid beltway signal, which is what they need, including into Virginia. Putting a PGC on 99.1 would give it coverage into Baltimore. And PGC already gets pretty good, surprisingly good ratings in Baltimore, because Baltimore only has that one major urban station. Radio 1's 92Q WERQ. And they got the Magic, but that's more of an adult urban station. So that would, I think that would be a good, easy fix for PGC. And then do that. That's what I would do. But anyhow. And then you've got all the way down the dial at 107.3 WRQX, which is trying to rebrand itself as All the Hits 107.3, which is funny because yesterday Clear Channel redirected. Somehow they got in there earlier. I don't know when they got in there, maybe a couple weeks ago. Got in there and saved that address, and now it goes to Hot 99.5's website. So if you go All the Hits 107.3, you go to 99.5's website. It's kind of funny. It's funny when they do stuff like that. I don't know. I still think that 107.3 needs to blow themselves up and start over again with something fresh and new. Fresh. Don't call themselves fresh or they'll get sued by CBS. I don't know. I would say go back to the old Q107 logo. My theory would be, and this is what I would do a Spanish-English hit station. Okay? Bilingual. I would do a bilingual, really kick-ass bilingual Spanish-English hit station. Mix it all up. Lean that direction and go after that El Zal core. El Zal would be a top 10, top 5 station in the Washington market if it had a good signal inside the Beltway. Instead, they're on 107.9, which is out in Annapolis and doesn't cover this area. If El Zal was on 95.5, now here's the deal. Why not merge El Zal and PGC into one bilingual kick-ass station and then take 107.9 and put a resurrected WHFS, real progressive rock for Washington and Baltimore. Maybe that's the ticket. Merging PGC and El Zal. Bilingual. Pablo there. Pablo's from, he's from the station that was licensed to Tijuana. That's where he used to work. He probably knows Spanish, a few words of Spanish. Get him a crash course. Merge that Biaggi and Pablo in mornings on the new LPGC. And then take 107.9 and make it a AAA HFS for both Washington and Baltimore. I don't know. I think there's another cool idea, man. I got so many good ideas. Mark Segraves. You ever see this guy? He's a nice-looking guy, I admit. But he's got this wrinkled, lined forehead. When they don't light him right on Channel 4, you see these about 20 lines on his forehead. Wrinkle. It's like, ah! So, and they do, but sometimes they do light him right, and you can't see that. But if the lighting's wrong, he really needs, maybe he needs that kind of, get in there and get that forehead stretched a little bit, because he does the irritating lines in his, I don't know. I always notice that about Mark. He's a good guy, and he reports well and all that, but I just go, oh, the wrinkled forehead again! Anyhow, Mark Segraves is going to be heard on 99.1 WNEW, keeping his job there at Channel 4. Mark's been all over the place. He was at TOP for many years, over at Channel 7 for many years, did a show on Channel 50. It was a song and dance show, put a top hat on, that music show on Channel 50. Isn't that nuts? But anyhow, Mark is now going to be heard on WNEW. He's making lots of friends and burning bridges. I'm sure they love him over at TOP. Mark, what are you doing? Ay. All right, folks, we're hitting the 14-minute mark. Got to stop. Thanks for watching Dave TV for the 20th of August. Al Jazz. I'm going to Al Jazz in my pants, baby.